Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 17 of the Cleveland Indians franchise here on MLB The Show 21 for the PlayStation 5. Today we have finished the month of May, so we're going to go back and recap everything that happened in this live comm. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. About 75% of you guys watching this video are not subscribed to the channel. So go ahead and follow the instructions on the screen. That way you don't miss out on any franchise content here on the channel. Now, before we jump in, I know it has been a slow month of May. It's taken us a while to get through May, so I apologize for that in advance. But I thought this was also a good time for a recap because a lot of new people to the channel in the meantime, and I thought we'd just catch us up with everything that's going on this season. So our Cleveland Indians, they sit at 28-26 on the season, so hovering about 500. And you can see on the screen currently about 4 games out of the division, which is currently tied between the Twins and the White Sox. Speaking of the White Sox, we did sim the first game of the White Sox series, so I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. That way I could just finish the month of May. But we did lose game 1 3-1. Jimenez, Eaton, and Grandal all contributed for Chicago, while our only offense was a solo shot by Roberto Perez. Rodon and McKenzie actually pitched a pretty good game. It just was unfortunate we couldn't give them the full run support. But that ended the month of May. And if you look back, our Cleveland Indians went 15-14 in the month. So a lot of trading wins, a lot of trading losses. At AAA, the Columbus Clippers currently sit at 28-20, and they went 14-12 in the month of May, so another above 500. And the AA Akron Rubber Ducks, who started their season this month, went 15-9. So at least all of our levels of the organization went above 500. So let's go and look at the standings real quick to see where everything stands up. In the American League East, the Red Sox have bounced back this year. They sit 35-19. The Yankees 2 games behind them, and the Rays 3.5 behind them. In the Central, we saw the Twins and the White Sox lead the Central, followed by us, and that's the Royals and Tigers have already fallen out of the race. In the West, it is the Houston Astros leading 35-18, and they have a sizable lead over their division opponents. In the wild card, the Yankees, Twins, White Sox, those are the 3 teams. The Rays are a half game, and we're still 4 behind the wild card race, so we're still in it. In the NL East is the Atlanta Braves 32-21 lead that division, but it's a tight race. Mets, Phillies, Nationals, and Marlins all still in the hunt. In the Central, the Cubs 30-23. It was a very make-or-break season for them, and it seems like the Cubs are making it. And in the West, the Dodgers 37-17, followed by the Padres. And that is really it in the West, as the Rockies have started to fall on hard times after being above 500. The wild card is the Padres and the Mets, followed by Phillies, Nationals, and Reds. But that is the standings. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of our player stats. This is always the majority of the episode. So actually, before we do that, we'll see where we stand winning percentage-wise. We are currently the 13th best team in the league, so about at that mid of the pack kind of spot we kind of thought we'd be at this point. Now we'll go take a look at player stats, starting with the offense. And the offense, in my opinion, has really struggled in the month of May, but there's a couple of guys who stand out over the others, and that's obviously Franmil Reyes. He has been our best player offensively by far. As you can see, OPS at 950. He's hitting 286, 14 homers, 40 RBIs. He's contributed a lot of offense. And the other guy who's contributed a lot of offense is Jose Ramirez. 919 OPS, 269 average, 12 homers, 33 RBIs. If it weren't for Reyes and Ramirez, our offense would be a lot worse. Then you have Ben Gamel, who's next in OPS, 277 average, 4 homers, 7 RBIs. He's been pretty solid. He'll play DH every once in a while. And then next up, Eddie Rosario, who in my opinion has been that number 3 offensive guy. He's fallen on a little bit of hard times. You can see he is on a cold streak, 251 though, 8 homers, 23 RBIs. He's on a 1-year contract, so we got to decide if we're buyers or sellers. And if we're sellers, Eddie Rosario could be that guy on the move. Next up, Jordan Luplow, who's on a cold streak, but we did see him hit a big home run last episode in that home series against Toronto. He's got 7 bombs on the season, 17 RBIs. And then Roberto Perez is our next hitter. 241 average, 6 homers, 10 RBIs. I've actually been impressed with Roberto Perez because if you look at his attributes, despite being an 86 overall, that's because of his defense. 26 contact versus righties, 52 versus lefties. He's not known to be the best hitter. His vision is also pretty poor. But he's done a very good job hitting for us. And like Rosario, he is a free agent after this season. Josh Naylor has taken over first base duties. He's hitting .241 on the season, 3 homers, 21 RBIs. Then Andres Gimenez, 5 homers, 13 RBIs. Also somebody not really known for his power. But he's hit 5 homers, but he has really struggled this season. 188, especially after hitting .263 with the Yankees last season. Then Yu Chang has been our utility backup guy. He's hitting .242 off of the bench. Has yet to hit a bomb, but he has 9 RBIs. Ahmed Rosario, one of the key pickups in that Francisco Lindor trade. He was hurt for a little bit of the month of May. He's hitting .247, 1 homer, 8 RBIs. He's kind of cooled off a little bit, but hopefully that A potentially can start to see some of those hitting attributes go back up. There's no reason really they should be going down as of right now. It's about in line with where he was last year with the Mets, so no reason to be alarmed or anything. Cesar Hernandez up next. He's hitting .215 on the season, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. He's also really struggled recently. And then Bradley Zimmer, a backup outfielder, .217. Austin Hedges, we've seen him get some work, but he's only hit .176. Another guy who's more of a defensive-minded catcher who is also a free agent. And lastly, Owen Miller. He is the guy we called up in the month of May when Gimenez got hurt, and he does not look good at all. I didn't send him down once Gimenez came back off of the injury list, but I might send him down back soon because I don't want him to be hitting .095 in the majors. I'd rather him be getting work in the minors. So that does it for the hitting side of things. Now, the strong points of this rotation, or of this team, has been the pitching, specifically the rotation. We have so many pitchers who have been playing phenomenal. We kind of knew that was going to happen. But, I mean, just to have at least our top 3 guys pitching like they are is crazy. Starting off with Zach Plesac. He has gotten the most work, and he's had a .297 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, 51 strikeouts. I mean, he has been incredible. Not as good as last year in his 8 appearances, but, I mean, for a number 3 pitcher, Zach Plesac is great. Aaron Savale, our number 2 pitcher, who would be almost a number 1 on any other team with these numbers, has a 1.82 ERA, .88 WHIP, 7-1 win-loss record. I mean, those are, in my opinion, looking at Cy Young-worthy numbers. At 25 years old, you know he's going to be a cornerstone of this team, and it's great to see him pitching even better, considering he had a albatross of a 2020 shortened season. And then, of course, the number 1 guy, Shane Bieber, 1.75 ERA, .9 WHIP, 93 strikeouts through 67 innings pitched. Absolutely crazy. Obviously, he won the Cy Young last year. Honestly, could almost win Cy Young this year with those numbers. So we'll see if he goes back-to-back. Got a few more years of arbitration with him. You know he's going to cost a lot more than $680K in the next couple of years. But while we have team control, I hope we can take advantage of Shane Bieber's greatness. Other rotation pitcher, Logan Allen, who's actually come way down in the month of May. .265 ERA. I didn't realize he was on that much of a hot streak. But Logan Allen, the number 4 pitcher, has also played well. A potential 22. So we have quite the trio, or quadro. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but the quadro between these 4. And the 5th guy, Tristan McKenzie, he has not pitched very good, 6.10 ERA, but he is still young, so I'm trying to be patient with McKenzie, but if he does keep this up, I might have no choice but to send him down to AAA. In the bullpen, Scott Moss has been that long reliever, and he didn't have the best month of May. His ERA's gotten back up to 3.93. And then, of course, the big hit in the bullpen was Emmanuel Clase going down for the season last episode with a head fracture. He has been my go-to guy in the bullpen in the middle innings, and he's not that anymore. Obviously, 6+ months. We hope he can be healthy and ready to go next season. And it's unfortunate because he did sit out last year and he did get hurt in 2019 with Texas. And I don't want him to be just a injury-prone pitcher because he's got a lot of potential. More on his replacement in a second. Cal Quantrill up next, 3.38 ERA, but we've seen him kind of struggle some out of the pen. And then Phil Maton has also struggled, 5.40 ERA. The bullpen is not our strong point, which makes the starting rotation doing so well that much better. Because if it weren't for the starting pitching picking up some of the slack, our pitching numbers wouldn't be where they're at. Next we have the newest Cleveland Indian, and that is Jordan Hicks. Last episode, we picked up Jordan Hicks in a trade with the St. Louis Cardinals, sending them closing pitcher Blake Parker. And Hicks is basically just filling in for Clase, although His control is a little lower. He does have phenomenal home runs per 9, hits per 9, and Ks per 9. But you can see that walks per 9 is pretty low. The control's pretty low. But he's just another flamethrower. He's going to throw fast pitches. He did pretty good for us last episode, but he just needs to get over that hump as he's kind of struggled in his 2021 campaign. But I am excited to see what Jordan Hicks can do in Cleveland. James Karinchak, he has been our closing pitcher this year. He's been pretty solid, 15 saves in 16 appearances. Almost as, automatic as you can get. You can see his overall has been going up because of it. Nick Whitgren also comes out of the pen. He is the setup man, and he's done a pretty solid job. He's had some ups and downs with a 3.71 ERA, but he has blown 3 saves in his 17 innings pitched, and with a whip of 1.06. We hope he can do a little better. And then lastly, Bryan Shaw hasn't gotten that much work, but in his 13 innings, he's actually done really well, so maybe we'll have to give Bryan Shaw some more innings. That's what the team is doing individually right now. So let's see how they stack up against the league leaders to see what's been going on. I didn't check league leaders last recap, so I thought we'd do it now. In the American League, the batting average leader is David Fletcher, not who you expected. He's hitting .341 for Los Angeles, followed by Josh Donaldson's .339, Vasquez .337, and Luis Robert also hitting above .330. Let's go to doubles. It is Miles Straw and David Fletcher. And then triples, Whit Merrifield, Byron Buxton, and Luis Robert, all with 4. Your home run leader in the American League, Rafael Devers. He's hit 20 home runs. Buxton and LeMahieu trail him with 16. RBI, he is also your RBIs leader, 59 RBIs. What's he hitting average-wise? He's hitting .317. So Rafael Devers, I would assume, is in the MVP frontrunner conversation. Stolen bases, Benintendi leads that with 11. And then Yordan Alvarez drawing the most walks. He is highest in slugging. Donald is your highest in OBP. And then OPS is Devers. On the pitching side of things, there are a couple pitchers at 9. Garrett Cole and Ryan Yarbrough both have 9 wins in the AL East. Saves, Ryan Presley is your saves leader with 21, followed by Trevor Rosenthal, Liam Hendricks of the White Sox, Chapman of the Yankees, and Osuna, who was picked up at the start of the season for Kansas City. Your ERA leader, Tyler Alexander, out of the pen has a 1.71 ERA, followed by our 2 Indians in Bieber and Seville. Yarbrough is the only other pitcher of sub-2 ERA. Let's go to strikeouts. Bieber leads by a wide margin. He's got 12 up over Garrett Cole. Then Justin Verlander is the other guy over 80. And then we'll go to pitching war. Shane Bieber leads the way, followed by Pineda and Maeda of the Twins. And then batting war, David Fletcher with 3 batting war. In the National League, your batting average leader is Juan Soto. He's hitting .395 on the season. Good Lord, he's off to a hot start. Betts is hitting .373, which is also very impressive. Hits, Betts is your leader, followed by Soto. And then doubles, Betts has the most doubles with 17. Triples, Acuna and Albies of the Braves, both with 4. Home runs, Machado and Soto tied with 17, so I'm assuming Soto is probably your MVP frontrunner of the National League. Will Smith and Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers also have 15, and their teammate Betts has 13. Cody Bellinger, speaking of him, he is your RBI leader with 46. Machado leads in runs. Tim Locastro of the Diamondbacks has 20 steals on the season, 99 stealing, 98 speed. That's what it'll get for you. Bryce Harper still leads the league in walks. He's got 44. Nobody really wants to pitch to him still. Soto is your on-base percentage, slugging, so he is obviously your OPS leader. Betts, Yelich, Bellinger, and Will Smith also have OPSs above 1,000. In the pitching side of things, Trevor Bauer leads with 9 wins. His teammate Buehler is second with 7. Losses, it looks like Ian Anderson is still perfect on the season. Saves leader, Kenley Jansen. The Dodgers win a lot of games, so obviously they're going to have a lot of saves opportunities. There's a bunch of guys with 16. ERA, Trevor Bauer, 1.23 ERA. Blake Snell also has a sub 150, and then Ian Anderson 156, and Charlie Morton, his teammates, also sub 2. We'll go to strikeouts. Mike Clevinger of the Padres, the former Cleveland Indian, leads in the National League with 82. And then we'll go to pitching war. Trevor Bauer 2.2, and then batting war, Mookie Betts 3.7. Bellinger's right behind him with 3.5. So that'll do it for most of this episode. Last thing I do want to check before I always forget it. is the Players of the Month. So for the American League, Ryan Yarbrough is your Pitcher of the Month. Went perfect in his 5 appearances, .69 ERA. Player of the Month, Rafael Devers. He had 12 homers and 30 RBIs. And the Angels rookie, Jose Rojas, 258, 3 homers, 7 RBIs. He gets Rookie of the Month. National League, Trevor Bauer, .47 ERA in the month of May. That's absurd. Juan Soto hit .422, so the National League has some superstars. Then Ha-Seong Kim of the Padres is your Rookie of the Month, 273, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. So that'll do it for most of the recap. Next coming up, we do have the draft in a day. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and simulate this White Sox game, because I do want to play the last game of the series. We have to fix this. So actually, I won't sim it right now. I don't feel like going and mess with the rosters right now. But next episode, we will. Well, before we get to the draft in one day, I'm going to do one more draft preview. Remember, I highlighted the Blue Chippers last draft preview, but this one I want to highlight those guys we might be able to take in rounds 2, 3, 4. That way, you can kind of get some of the late round targets we could pick. And then next week, we'll also have the MLB draft, which will be Wednesday, before continuing on with their season. So, draft's coming up. I hope you guys are excited for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.